Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Rated Rachael, where I, Rachael, share my unsolicited thoughts and opinions about movies and TV shows that I love. And if this is your first time on my channel, well, you're welcome. On my channel, I also do lifestyle vlogs as well as movie reviews. So do ensure you subscribe so that anytime I post videos, you'll be the first to know. In today's video, I am going to be sharing my thoughts and just a bit of a review of episode 13 and 14 of It's Okay to Not Be Okay, which is currently streaming on Netflix. And you know how we do it here. We dive deep into the lessons and, the ideas that the writers of the show have explored through the episodes that we have already watched. So if this is something that you like to see, then stay tuned. So guys, welcome back. So before we delve into the review of the episodes, remember that I told you I'm going to be sharing comments on my next Rated Rachael video. So I'm just going to go right into the comment section. A number of you have been sending me your comments and I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the love. And I will just go right to the first one that I can see here. So Shirley Jean Perret says, I like this post-watching review and that she doesn't mind not seeing the scenes from the show. And since she already watched it herself, I think TVN must have done a sweep since other reviewers of the show had their reviews taken down. So this was after I complained that I couldn't upload my review of episode 9 and 10. So thank you, Shirley, for sending your message. I do appreciate you. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're just going to be doing a post review of the show. And Michael Lawrence says, I love your enthusiasm. It really came through with this upload, so much so that we did not miss any of the visuals of It's Okay to Not Be Okay. There were a lot of scenes that really got to me in these two episodes. I found it so incredible that I was more touched by the family photo than the prisoner exchange scene in Crash Landing on You, a show that I love. It's Okay to Not Be Okay has a way of getting to you. I totally agree with you, Michael. Thank you for sending in your comments. I mean, the family photo and the prisoner exchange scene in Crash Landing on You, they were both emotional scenes, I must say. So I really appreciate you sending your comments. Prashi Beswa says, loved your insights. This show is really amazing. Thank you so much, Prashi. And last but not the least, Knob Cake. Wow, this is like the first longest review I've ever gotten on my channel. So thank you very much, Knob Cake. And It's Okay to Not Be Okay is my first K-drama that I've watched and I'm so blown away. Love everything from the story to the cast. My favorite character is actually Mr. Lee Sang-in. Yes, I love Mr. Lee Sang-in. He's hilarious, but at the same time kind and determined. At first I thought him and Juri would be the antagonists and team up to try and break up Moyoung and Gangtae, but luckily it did not turn out this way. Now the biggest question lies in the murder of the Moon brothers' mother. The head nurse definitely has a role in this, which we've already discovered in today's in episode 13 and 14. I'm also really worried for Director O, as he seems to be the biggest key in helping Sanctae recover his memories. The director also mentioned in our episode that Sanctae may be the one to help Gangtae one day. I feel like something will happen and Sanctae will endanger his life to save his brother, to make up for the fact that he ran away when his brother was drowning when they were younger. Lastly, can I just say I really love your reviews, as your points are very organized and well thought out and you're so beautiful. Have a good day. Thank you very much, Nobcake. When I got this comment, it really made my day and I really appreciate every single one of you that are watching my videos and liking and commenting. I love y'all. So let's go right into today's review. So wow, episode 13 and 14 were just eye-opening. Would I say 3? I would say 5 major things that happened across these 2 episodes. So number 1 is acceptance, number 2 is bonding, number 3 is healing, number 4 is resolution, and number 5 is father's love. So we have these 5 themes that were explored across episode 13 and 14. And if you were strictly focusing on the dialogue and the events that were not just happening to the main characters but the side characters as well, you understand that these particular characteristics transcends to all aspects of these characters. So instead of doing a dive into the different things that happened in episode 13 and episode 14, I will just take it through those terms. So acceptance. So we see that these characters, for example, Moyoung is finally accepted into the family of Gangtae and Sanctae, and we also see that Juri herself begins to yield herself to accepting Mr. Lee Sang-in, and we also see that Jesu begins to accept the fact that Gangtae is going to be moving on with Moyoung and and Sancte himself. So we see that across all the different characters in the novel, every single one of them are beginning to accept all the things that are happening to them individually. I'm beginning to understand the mistakes that they have probably made in the past, and the characters, the characteristics and the traits that will make them be better people. And there was a particular part of the episode, I think it was episode 14, where Jesus was speaking to Gangte that he has to accept that he is weak, and he has to accept that both of them are going to work together. That is, he and Myung are going to work together to overcome that weakness. So that was such an important lesson that we could grasp from these two episodes, that feeling of accepting who you are, or accepting the people that have come into your life, and reaching out. So in the case of Juri, all the while she's been pushing Gangte away, but now she's come to this level of acceptance that okay, I do really like Lee Sang-in, and I do need to embrace him into the family. And then we also have the part of Jesu and the name, I've forgotten the name of the PA girl to Mr. Lee Sang-in. So Jesu has shifted his attention from Juri. He's no more focused on Juri, but now he's going to accept that he actually likes the personal assistant. So this theme of acceptance, not accepting the wrong things, but accepting that okay, this is the way things are going to be from now on, and I've decided to walk in that light. So that was one major theme that I really did appreciate in these episodes that we just watched. Okay, Gangte has gotten to this point where he's accepted the fact that okay, fine, Myung's mom killed his mom, and there's really nothing he can do about it in terms of like trying to get his mom back. If he reiterates and tries to like harm Myung's mother, there is no benefit to it. And getting to that point of acceptance of dealing with what has actually happened it goes to show the level of maturity that Gangte has attained, because he normally would hold in his emotions and not necessarily react, but now he's actually agreed that okay, this is the direction to which I want to react, in terms of he's gotten to this point of okay, I'm in control of my emotions, and I can decide what it is I want to do with them. So I love the fact that Juri also has gotten to this place of accepting Lee Sang-in the way he is, and not focusing solidly on Moon Gangte all the time. And then we also see that Jesu himself has accepted the way his friendship is with Gangte, and he has decided to be more like that friend instead of trying to impose the friendship on him, even though he has been with him for like almost 10 years of his life. And one striking thing I did see was the fact that Kum Myung talked about that talking behind people that you shouldn't talk behind people to relieve stress. So I found that very interesting. So you should talk to people like like if somebody like did wrong to you, talk to them, talk to them directly to relieve stress. And very powerful is the fact that this series is educating us on mental health issues. So we have the case of the Shaman Girl, the girl that has been accused of being a shaman by her parents, and then was locked up in the mental institution. And they told us that she has multiple personality disorder. In terms of all the experiences, or her consciousness goes back to the pain that she has suppressed in the past. And I did find that very striking and interesting, because I'd never even heard of it. So the fact that there are practical lessons that you can pick up from this series itself is what makes it such a must watch. So moving on from the case of acceptance into bonding in terms of okay, each of these characters are beginning to bond with the people that exist within their current environment. So we have Juri, who is trying to matchmake her mother and the director. We have Sancte, Gangte, and Kum Myung, who are now like in that family sort of relationship. We also have Jesu, who is trying to bond with the PA girl. We also have the director himself, who is trying to bond with his son. So every single of these characters are trying to bond with the people that are within their immediate environment, apart from the head nurse. So them taking the head nurse out of that bonding situation immediately, it triggers something in my mind as okay, this woman does have like an important role to play in the resolution of the story. And that takes me to, before I do talk about resolution, I'll talk about healing. So we also see that these characters themselves are going through a healing process. So before we get to the resolution, we see that while these characters are experiencing pain along the way, they are healing. So Kumiyoung is healing from her past experiences of being afraid of her mom and being abandoned by her dad. We have Gangtae being healed from the pain of having to look after his brother, just basically looking after everyone, and he's getting to this point of wanting to say, okay, Kumiyoung, now you have to take care of me. So there is that healing that each of these characters are going through. Then we also have the case of Sangtae. So remember that Sangtae he's of course been afraid of butterflies like all his life, because he identifies the killer of his mom as the butterfly, which is symbolic. So him being afraid of the butterfly and also getting to that point of saying, okay, I'm finally going to draw this butterfly and I'm finally going to conquer my fear. So that is also a healing process for Sangtae. Then we have the case of the old man in the hospital who had that breakdown in the bus, and who also talked about his healing process and how that, okay, he's gonna stop like hearing the voices and the sounds of the war that he was in the past, and which caused him to end up in the mental institution. And then you also have the lady who had the alcoholic issue, who was moved by her family to America. So she's healing. The guy who was an alcoholic is healing himself. He's even bursting with smiles. So all these characters are healing towards the resolution to the story, and it's so well done that if you're just watching it and you're not just listening, or you're not just focusing your attention, you could easily miss it. And we also have Juri herself. Juri is healing from her hula baloo with Gangtae, and now trying to focus her energy on finding love again, and moving on to Lin Sang-in and trying to accept him into her life. And even the fact that her relationship with Muyoung was not as rosy as it currently is a healing process for her too. The mom, Lin Sang-in, Jesu, all these characters are healing, and that is like an overarching theme that I hope you did not miss. Okay, so the next point is the resolution. So I talked about how that the acceptance, the bonding, the healing process is all leading to the resolution of the story. And so they've taken, strangely, Muyoung's mom, that is the head nurse, has not healed. She has not healed from the pain of the past. So everything is like because of her not healing like the other characters, it's causing the story to crumble, or to have a shaky ending. So we don't know how it's gonna end, but we do hope that either she's eliminated or taken out of the equation completely, which will result into a complete healing experience for all the characters, because it feels like for each of these characters to experience their wholeness and their complete healing process, we need to deal with the roots of the matter, which is Muyoung's mom, who was the beginning, the alpha and the omega of all the problems in the story. So I think that is what is getting us to this resolution part where the story is now finally going to end. And last but not the least point is the fact is father's love. And we could see that these characters all in some shape or form either lack father's love or need the love of a father. And the fact that this story also explores it and mentions it and states that, okay, as much as a mother's love is important, a father's love is also important. So Sangtae and Gangtae didn't have that experience, and they have that father's love experience in the shape of the director. The director's relationship with his son is lacking, and it gets to this point that he reaches out to his son, who I didn't even know was his son, and he reaches out over to his son and tells him that, okay, we need to go out. So now even that particular nurse, who is a caretaker to others, needs his father in his life. So all these different characters in the story need their father's love. Juri needed their father's love. They missed out on it. Lin Sang-in, Jesu, they all have that father role that they're playing to their friends or their brothers or their sisters, or the immediate people within their environment, or they lack that father's love completely. Even in the case of Myung, she did mention that the only time she had that bond with her father was when he read a fairy tale story to her. So you could see that all these characters, you know, in some shape or form wanted that father's love. They loved it, they sought for it, and somehow everything, all the dots connect together. So I do hope that I was able to explicitly explain the different aspects of the themes. I don't want to go into I don't want to go through the entire episode 13 and 14 because I feel like we've already watched it, but I'm just giving you the perspective and the lessons that you can pick up from the story and the things that you should particularly be looking out for. So probably at the end of, or probably when we get to episode 15 and 16, if the head nurse is completely eliminated, all these characters will have gone through their healing process, and then we'll get a solidifying resolution. So yes, acceptance, bonding, healing, resolution, father's love. Those are the important things that were explored in episode 13 and 14. And I do hope that you got some lessons from it as well. So that's everything for my review of episodes 13 and 14. I do hope that you enjoyed it. I'm thinking about doing a Netflix party for episode 16, so that we can all like watch it together online. So let me know in the comment section if you'll be interested in joining a Netflix party, and I can create an IP. I can create a link and put it in the comment section. So I'm hoping that I can get like as many of you by Friday evening. That is this Friday. I hope I can get as many of you's feedback in the comment section, that you're interested in the link, and I'll just like post it I'll post it on YouTube here because I'm not up to 1,000 subscribers, because I was hoping I would have gotten to 1,000 subscribers so that I can do a live stream, but we're not yet on 1,000 subscribers. So let's just go with the Netflix party link. So let me know in the comment section your theories about episodes 15 and 16, and if you would like to join the Netflix party on Sunday evening, let me know in the comment section, and yeah, we would have fun and, you know, talk about the final moments of the show. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I do hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend my videos to other people to watch it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on all notifications so that anytime I post videos, you'll be the first to know. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next episode of Rated Rachel. Bye.